So hello everybody, my full name is Jalal Gulmata, but as always you can call me just Jake. And today I'm going to be talking about the need for the regulations of AI, artificial intelligence, in today's world. So before we start, we have to know what's AI and why should we even care. Well, AI is a system which learns from massive database and can predict the outcome in the future. AI is already are used in smartphones. As you can see, your Cloud or Gemini or ChatGPT, you can just ask anything or know anything. You can search anything, and also we are using it in healthcare. You can diagnose diseases such as based on the previous data. You can automate your treatments, and also it's used in education, as you can learn any languages or anything without AI is more efficiently. And of course, it has many benefits because it can make faster decision making than humans do. And also, it has much more productivity because humans don't really want to do boring or repetitive tasks, but AI can do without care. But there is a growing concern among people because people are concerned because AI are more developing than humans, the government regulations can. And, people are more concerned because of ethical and social concerns. As you can see, by 2030, according to the World Economic Forum, 41% of all employees will be replaced by AI. And that's a fact, and it's already happening in many big tech companies, as you can see at Meta or Google layoffs. The first and obvious concern is employment. And as you can see in the picture, and let's imagine, you enter a room for a job interview and you can see a robot, let's say a physical robot, and you compete for a job with a robot. And when we think about AI, we only think about repetitive and boring tasks that will be replaced by AI, but it's not, because it has and there is a recent podcast with the godfather of AI, and he thinks that AI has a consciousness and it can make real decisions just like we do. And AI can do research because they're already doing the things that the researchers do. They are becoming doctors, they can be lawyers, and better than us. Because of course there is no singularity that AI can do anything, everything better than humans, but it can be in the future. The next concern is social inequality. As we all know, not every country has the budget to invest in AI. Let's say Western countries are investing billions or even trillions of dollars in AI and in infrastructure, in data centers, because it can be the greatest innovation that humans ever did. But for more developing or undeveloped countries, it's a risk. They don't have the budget to invest or to innovate with AI. And the next concern is AI and automation. As we all know, that technology first automate the tasks done by humans, who do repetitive tasks or boring tasks such as factory workers. And also, let's say you are just a worker and you work for a company and you don't really do any cognitive skills, and you have to learn it, but it's hard because you're not really adapted to it. And of course, which leads to unemployment, very big unemployment, and governments should regulate this kinds of unemployment risk. And there will be a huge incoming gap because the people who are learning AI and how to use it will earn a lot than normal people. And one of the biggest concern is healthcare and surveillance concerns. as we all know that AI is already used in healthcare and surveillance, but people are worried because AI is based on the data, various data, and it can make mistakes. For example, if you are, getting any surgery, and AI can mistake. But what if AI makes a mistake and in the very important surgery? And in that case, who is the responsible after the surgery? That's why government should regulate these scenarios. And there is a concern about surveillance because, as we can see in the example of China or Russia or any other, let's say, communist countries, they are using this kind of tools to observe people, to, for bad purposes. Because it can lead to your privacy loss, because they might use your data, they might scrape the private data from your social media, and also they might misuse your data to train their models. And of course, it's all based on algorithmic bias, and we all can see our previous history is not really perfect because there is some, let's say, discrimination, and it's based on that. So AI can mistakes like this. And of course, it's not really private because AI has already scraped all of the data on the internet. And as we all talked about surveillance tech, they're already using your personal data, and they're using cameras or CCTVs for facial recognition, let's say in China or in more developed countries. And they can track behavior, and they can predict any, let's say, any big also they can do data breach, they can steal data. It's all surveillance concerns. But let's give one counter-argument, because we all use AI tools. Personally, I'm a full-stack web developer, and I use cloud a lot. And I've done like more than 70 projects, and I've done this cloud one project in a week that I could have done it in 2 months or in a month. And I've done it was only a solo project because I've done it both front-end, back-end, but I have no idea to write the front-end code. And we all use ChatGPT for essays. It can write an essay, which you can do in a week or even in a month. And it's very useful, and it can be as I said, the biggest innovation that we've ever done. And I'm afraid that it will be the last. But these regulations, the government regulations, might slow down this progress, and because they make new, requirements, so it takes companies time to adapt to these new requirements. And of course, this increases development costs as we make new requirements, as we try to make it more safer, and it also, reduces global competitiveness, the pace in AI development. So to conclude, AI is a great tool, but we have to regulate it, and we have to be faster, because you can see in the podcast that many people argue that AI has consciousness, and it might, take all the jobs we have, and it might even wipe out all the humans on Earth. So that was it. Thank you, everyone.
Any questions? You have that.
Any questions? No? Well, I am.
Okay, Shana, ask.
How do you think we should regulate AI for the repeated task jobs? For example, the factory working jobs and everything. How do you think we should regulate the use of AI in those fields?
Yeah, we actually, all of the repetitive and boring tasks will be replaced by AI. It's definitely must-do thing. But the thing is, for example, as Elon Musk said, that people will not have to work until I think after 2040. And I do think like that, because all of the things that we do for money will be replaced by AI. And then, but the thing is, governments will give you money to, for your daily expenses if it's done by AI. And I think it should be like this. Because now,
You mean the basic
only,
income?
yes, basic income. Because nowadays, the big companies are, earning much more money than they did before. But the all normal workers are, not earning a lot, even for their basic income. That's why government should regulate it to, they have to be fair for everyone, not for companies, not for like ordinary people, but for both of them. I think.
Bernie?
So, what do you think? Like, what is the potential risk or disadvantages of AI?
Potential risk. I think, as I said, and I also believe that AI has consciousness because you cannot really just predict the data. I mean, if you use cloud or ChatGPT, you can ask any questions, and it might not have this data, but it can answer because it can learn from the data. And also you can see the last model, Fable, in cloud, which has the highest cognitive skills. And I think researchers also prove that AI has consciousness. And that's why, we thought that people were the only one who are intelligent, but there is another one, let's say. And they might not think we are the owners. So they might think humans are doing bad things to Earth. So they might just, in the long future, they might just think like, let's wipe out all the humans on Earth because they are doing bad things on the nature and on animals. Yeah, it's in the long future, but even in the short term, there are many potential risks. As I said, like employment, unemployment, and also social inequality, stuff like that.
Well, how should the government support workers who lose their jobs due to AI automation?
I think it's the same question as he said, right?
But I have one follow-up question. So you said the government and the big tech companies should support those workers, right? Do you think they are willing to support those workers?
It's not an option. I think government should force the companies to support their workers. To support normal people. And I think they have to compensate. For example, I'm replaced by AI, and the big companies should compensate at least for 3 or 2 years, or at least my basic income. I think.
No more question?
That's the question.
Alright.
How can governments regulate AI without slowing down technological innovation?
Sorry?
How can governments regulate AI without slowing down technological innovation?
I think it's not really possible because once you try to make regulations, once you try to make requirements, of course it's gonna slow down the innovation in some part. But I think the most important thing is to balance both innovation and regulation. So I think they have to try to find the balance.
Alright, well done.